Did you know that just being deficient in one single vitamin can slowly weaken your legs, even if you haven't had any injury or major illness? Many people over 60 tend to believe that leg pain, unsteadiness, or frequent cramps are simply signs of getting old. But the truth is, that's not the full story. And what troubles me the most is this. There are 3 natural, affordable nutrients that can help restore leg strength during the night. Yet they're rarely ever mentioned. As someone who has worked with older adults for many years, I can tell you this plainly. Weak legs are not your destiny. In many cases, they are simply a silent sign of deficiency. A lack of 3 essential vitamins your body needs each night to rebuild muscle strength, maintain mobility, and keep your balance. Scientific studies have shown clearly, missing even one of these 3 vitamins can triple your risk of falling after 60. Your muscle recovery after walking or activity can slow down by up to 37%. And even worse, nighttime cramps, those sudden, painful spasms, can increase by 42%. You see, the things we often chalk up to just getting older may actually start from something small and something we can absolutely control. So what are these 3 vitamins? And why does taking them in the evening make such a powerful difference? But before we continue, I'd love for you to leave me a comment below. Where are you watching this video from? How old are you this year? And are you currently taking any kind of vitamin each day? Don't hesitate, my team and I personally read every comment. We'll respond with advice tailored to your age, health condition, and personal needs. Now, let's dive into the first vitamin, a nutrient you may have heard of, but never realized it acts as the critical communication link between your brain and the muscles in your legs. The first vitamin on today's list is B12, a nutrient that has been shown to increase muscle strength by up to 31%. Yet unfortunately, most seniors don't use it properly. You see, very few people truly understand how important B12 is for leg health. It doesn't just help make your legs stronger, it also affects your balance, your stability when walking, and most importantly, your muscle recovery during sleep. In my 20 years of working with older adults, I've met countless patients who recognize the name B12, but had no idea why their bodies desperately needed it. Not until they began to feel the weakness in every step they took. When your B12 levels drop, your legs don't just weaken due to muscle loss. The real problem is that the communication between your brain and your legs starts to break down. Think of B12 as the power line that connects a light switch to the bulb. Without it, your nervous system can't send signals to your muscles. That's when the body starts to feel tired, uncoordinated, and unstable, leading to unexpected falls. Here's the catch. After age 60, your body's ability to absorb B12 from food drops significantly. And no, it's not your fault. It's because your stomach produces less hydrochloric acid, the acid needed to release B12 from food. So even if you're eating enough meat, fish, or eggs, you still might not be absorbing enough. According to the U.S. National Institutes of Health, up to 43% of adults over 60 have low or borderline B12 levels, most of them without even knowing it. Then the body begins to send signals. It starts with a little numbness in the feet, then tingling, like pins and needles, then stiffness, especially in the calves. And one day, you try to stand up, and your knees just won't support you. Why? Because the myelin sheath, the protective layer around your nerves, is built and maintained with B12. Without it, those nerves weaken. And no matter how hard your brain tries, it can't send clear signals to your legs. A 2017 study of more than 25,000 seniors, published in Neurology, found that seniors low in B12 were 60% more likely to fall and nearly 3 times more likely to struggle with walking. But perhaps the most important part, is timing. Because nighttime is when your nervous system repairs itself. It's when damaged nerve tissue is rebuilt, and brain-to-leg signals are restored. If your body doesn't have enough B12 at that time, it can't repair the wear and tear from the day. Even more amazing, taking B12 before bed can calm the nervous system and support mental clarity. Unlike caffeine, it doesn't keep you awake. In fact, many of my patients say they sleep deeper and more peacefully when they take B12 at night. However, not all B12 is the same. The most effective form is methylcobalamin, because it can be absorbed directly by the body without needing to go through a weakened digestive system. And the best way to take it? As a sublingual tablet placed under the tongue, so it enters the bloodstream quickly. If you're only taking a standard multivitamin, sadly, there's a good chance you're still missing out on B12. The good news? Within just 10 to 14 days, many seniors start noticing real changes. Better muscle control, faster nerve response, stronger, more stable legs. One clinical report even documented a senior who couldn't walk more than 10 minutes alone. But after 6 weeks of daily B12, they fully regained their mobility. There's no magic here. Just good science and the right action. So if your legs have been feeling stiff, shaky, or slower lately, don't ignore the signs. Your body may be sending a quiet cry for help, and B12 could be the answer. Because the longer the nerves go without support, the harder they are to heal. And when it comes to your health, the most painful thing is realizing it too late. Next, let's move on to a familiar name that holds far more power than most people ever realize. Vitamin D3. You might be surprised, because up until now, most of us have associated vitamin D3, also known as the sunshine vitamin, only with bone health. But once you pass the age of 60, D3 becomes one of the most effective tools your body can use to maintain and restore muscle strength, especially in your legs. I've met countless patients like Mr. John, age 72, who came into my clinic complaining of unexplained leg fatigue and soreness. He believed he was getting enough D3 from spending time in his garden every morning. But after a blood test, the results revealed a severe D3 deficiency, and that was the exact reason why his muscles were recovering so slowly after even mild exertion. The issue isn't how much sun exposure you get. The real problem is that after age 60, your skin loses up to 75% of its ability to synthesize D3. Even if you take daily walks outside, your body may still not be producing enough. And here's the unfortunate truth. More than 70% of older adults are deficient in vitamin D3, and most don't even know it. D3 isn't just about sunlight and calcium. It plays a direct role in muscle protein synthesis, the very process that allows your body to rebuild and strengthen muscle fibers after activity. When you're young, muscle recovery happens almost overnight. But after 60, everything slows down. You might only take a short walk around the house, yet wake up the next morning with sore, aching legs. That's not just age, it's a warning sign that your D3 levels may be dangerously low. This kind of deficiency opens the door to a condition called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. It creeps in slowly, targeting the glutes, thighs, and calves. You'll begin to notice. Standing up becomes harder. Stairs feel steeper. And long periods of standing make you anxious. It's as if your world starts to shrink, and each step feels more hesitant than the last. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that seniors who took vitamin D3 at night reduced their risk of falling by 34% and increased leg strength by 19% within just 3 months. That's no small change. So why is nighttime the best time to take it? Because during deep sleep, when growth hormone is released, your muscle receptors are at their peak activity. D3 helps activate those receptors, boosting muscle recovery and strength building while you rest. This is your body's recovery window. And missing it means missing out on the full benefits of D3. But the advantages don't stop there. Vitamin D3 also helps calm chronic inflammation in muscle tissue. Many people report a burning sensation in their calves at night, or a deep ache in their thighs, classic symptoms of low-grade inflammation. D3 naturally helps regulate this. In fact, a 2022 study in Frontiers in Aging showed that people deficient in D3 experienced twice as much nighttime leg pain and had significantly slower muscle regeneration over a 6-week period. Those who supplemented D3 before bedtime saw real improvements: faster walking speed, better balance, and a noticeable sense of ease every morning. One of the most common mistakes I see? Seniors taking 3 in the morning or skipping it altogether because they assume their diet is enough. But the truth is, muscles aren't built in the gym, they're built during sleep. And without D3, that process simply doesn't happen the way it should. Most older adults need 2,000 to 4,000 IU of D3 every evening to be effective, though the ideal dosage depends on your blood test results. And here's a key tip. Always choose D3, not D2, because D3 is the form your body absorbs and uses best. To enhance absorption, take your D3 with a little healthy fat like avocado, almond milk, or olive oil. And don't worry, D3 won't disturb your sleep. In fact, many of my patients report sleeping more soundly and comfortably when they take D3 at night. So if your legs often feel stiff, your reflexes slow, or you notice that your body just doesn't bounce back like it used to, it's very likely that D3 is the missing link. Just one small change to your nightly routine, and you'll be giving your muscles the nourishment they need at exactly the right time. Finally, let's talk about vitamin K2. Not K1, the one you often hear about in leafy greens that helps with blood clotting, but K2, a different form of vitamin that has the remarkable ability to restore what age slowly takes away, from your bones to your muscles. I remember Mrs. Linda, 68, once said to me, "I don't understand why by midday, my legs already feel like old rubber bands. Every time I stand up, my knees make cracking sounds. And when I walk, my legs feel shaky and unsteady." Sound familiar? If you're over 60 and experiencing something similar, your body might be severely deficient in K2. So, what does K2 actually do? Think of K2 as the traffic controller for calcium. It directs calcium to the right places into your bones, where it's truly needed. Just as importantly, it prevents calcium from going where it shouldn't, into joints and arteries, where it can lead to stiffness, joint pain, and poor circulation. Without enough K2, even if you're taking calcium supplements, your body can still suffer from joint discomfort, weakened bones, and noisy knees. But here's something even more fascinating. K2 activates the genes that help rebuild muscle. In a 2021 study published in Nutrients, seniors who took K2 daily didn't just feel better. They showed a 21% increase in thigh muscle strength and a 31% improvement in balance in just 8 weeks. This isn't a temporary boost from a supplement, it's the result of real cellular repair from within. When's the best time to take K2? At night, just like D3. Because that's when your body goes into repair mode, rebuilding bones and muscle tissue. K2 works in perfect harmony with D3. D3 helps move calcium into your bloodstream. K2 makes sure that calcium ends up where it belongs, your bones. If you take D3 without K2, that calcium might go astray, leading to joint pain, stiffness, and legs that never fully regain their strength. There's more. K2 helps regulate sugar metabolism inside muscles. It activates a special protein called osteocalcin, which is crucial for people struggling with circulation, prediabetes, or insulin resistance. In a clinical trial, older adults who took K2 regularly had more stable blood sugar and reported walking with more ease and confidence. One thing I've noticed with many of my senior patients: those who take K2 at night often wake up feeling that their legs are more stable, no lingering pain, no unexplained fatigue. That's because K2 helps replenish glycogen in muscles, your body's fuel source for strong, steady steps. But here's the challenge. K2 is extremely rare in the modern diet. Unless you regularly eat aged cheeses, natto, fermented soybeans, or certain types of cured meats, you're likely not getting enough K2. The best and simplest solution? Supplement with K2-inch, the form of MK7, the most absorbable and long-lasting version. When you take MK7 at night, you activate your body's natural recovery switch. It keeps calcium in the right place, supports bone restoration, and helps rebuild muscle. I often tell my patients, if you're already taking D3 every evening, now's the time to add K2. Because D3 and K2 are a team. They work best together. Especially if you've noticed yourself slowing down, climbing stairs more cautiously, feeling wobbly knees or trembling calves, even though there's been no injury, your body might be speaking to you. And what it's saying is a quiet plea for vitamin K2. If your strength hasn't returned, if your legs still feel fatigued every day, start with this small shift. K2 is not a miracle. But sometimes, it's the quiet things working gently in the background that hold the key to true recovery. Once you understand how essential these vitamins are for leg strength after 60, the most natural question becomes, how do I start? How do I bring them into my daily life without feeling overwhelmed or pressured? I've always believed simplicity is the most sustainable path. And with these three essential vitamins, B12, D3, and K2, the key isn't taking a large amount. It's about consistency, the right form, and especially timing. And you can start tonight. First, vitamin B12. B12 acts like the wiring between your nerves and muscles. After age 60, it becomes much harder to absorb B12 through the digestive system. That's why the best form is sublingual methylcobalamin, a tiny tablet you simply place under your tongue and let dissolve. No need to swallow. No food required. You can take B12 about 2 hours after dinner, or 30 minutes before bedtime, as long as your stomach is empty. I often suggest my patients keep the bottle next to their toothbrush or set a gentle reminder on their phone. Start with 1,000 micrograms per day. And within just a few weeks, many people notice better sleep and higher daytime energy. Next, vitamin D3, often known as the sunshine vitamin. D3 is produced naturally by the body through sunlight. But after 60, D3 levels decline dramatically. The recommended form is a softgel capsule or liquid containing 2,000 IU or more. Because D3 is fat-soluble, take it with a small amount of healthy fat like a slice of cheese, a spoonful of almond butter, or a few almonds. Avoid eating too heavily before bed, since digestion can interfere with your body's recovery processes. Ideally, take D3 20-30 minutes before sleep. You can pair it with B12 if that's easier. A helpful tip: place the bottles next to your herbal tea or warm water by your bedside, so your evening routine feels calm and natural. And finally, vitamin K2. This one is often forgotten, but it plays a crucial role as the traffic controller for calcium, ensuring it goes to your bones instead of your joints or blood vessels. The recommended dose is 100-200 micrograms per day, and it's best taken in the MK7 form, which stays in the body longer and is better absorbed. K2 should be taken together with D3, as your body begins its repair cycle during deep sleep. Even though food isn't necessary, you'll absorb K2 better with a small, light snack that includes fat. If you also take calcium supplements during the day, K2 helps direct that calcium properly, preventing unwanted buildup that can lead to joint stiffness or pain. A small note: if you're taking any other medications, space your vitamins at least 1 hour apart, unless your doctor advises otherwise. One simple way to stay on track: prepare a small tray by your bedside. Include the 3 vitamin bottles, a glass of water, and maybe a notebook or herbal tea. Just 2 minutes each night, but the benefits could change how your legs feel the next morning. Consistency is what matters most. These nutrients don't work instantly, but after a few days, then a few weeks, they'll gradually reactivate your body's inner repair system, from nerve cells to muscle tissue to bone structure. You'll feel the difference, not just in your steps, but in the peace of mind that greets you each morning. Now it's your turn. Have you used any of these vitamins before? Or will you start tonight? Leave a comment below. We read and reply to every single one. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more practical health solutions made just for older adults. Because your legs have carried you through life, let's make sure they stay strong for the years ahead. Thank you for watching.